Hi guys, welcome to Rate 5 Production. Former UN employee Jerry Lane, his wife Karen, and their two daughters, Rachel and Constance, start their day with a pleasant family breakfast. Jerry reveals that he has left his job to prioritize spending more time with his loved ones. While watching the news on TV, they hear about conflicts and the possibility of martial law. Later, while stuck in heavy traffic in Philadelphia, a large group of zombies suddenly attacks the city. These zombies are fast and turn people into more zombies by biting them. In the midst of the chaos, the Lanes get into a car accident during the panic stampede. Jerry notices that it takes around 12 seconds for someone who has been bitten to transform into a zombie. As the pandemonium continues to spread, the Lanes manage to escape the city by stealing an RV. They find a safe spot near Newark, New Jersey, and stop at a large food store. Karen quickly gathers whatever food she can find to sustain them, while Jerry searches for medication to help Rachel, who is suffering from a severe asthma attack triggered by the traumatic events they have witnessed. During their time at the store, Karen is targeted by looters who attempt to harm her. In order to protect his wife, Jerry takes action and shoots one of the attackers. Fortunately, this causes the looters to release Karen unharmed. There is a tense moment when a police officer notices Jerry, who is holding the rifle over his head. However, it turns out that the officer is also searching for supplies and not interested in arresting Jerry. After leaving the store, the Lanes seek shelter in an apartment complex in Newark. In a stroke of luck, Jerry receives a call from Deputy Secretary General Thierry Umutoni, an old friend of his. Thierry informs the family that he has arranged for a helicopter to rescue them, but it won't arrive until the next morning. In the meantime, the Lanes find a hiding place in a small apartment occupied by a Latino family. Luckily, one of the children named Tomas can speak English and acts as a translator for the Lanes. Jerry, realizing that their best chance of survival is to keep moving and avoid staying in one place for too long, tries to convince Tomas' family to come with them. However, despite Jerry's efforts, Tomas' family is hesitant and chooses to remain in their current hiding spot. The following morning, the Lanes cautiously navigate their way through the mostly empty building, attempting to reach the rooftop. However, their movements are noticed by the relentless zombies, and they find themselves being chased all the way to the roof. Thankfully, they encounter Tomas during their escape. Unfortunately, Jerry becomes the target of several attacking zombies, and they spray blood on him in the struggle. Finally reaching the rooftop, Jerry stands on the edge, ready to leap off if the blood on his face triggers his transformation into a zombie. Miraculously, he remains unchanged. With relief, the family fights off another wave of undead creatures before they can board the waiting helicopter. Safely aboard, the helicopter transports the Lanes to a U.S. Navy aircraft carrier stationed off the coast of New York City. There, they join a group of other refugees seeking refuge. On the aircraft carrier, a team of scientists and military personnel are diligently examining the extent of the global outbreak. Thierry, the Deputy Secretary General, awaits the Lanes' arrival and arranges sleeping arrangements for them on the carrier. The family is relieved to have found temporary safety amidst the chaos. A virologist named Dr. Andrew Fassbach steps forward and suggests that the deadly outbreak is caused by a virus. He emphasizes the importance of discovering its origin to develop a vaccine. Due to Jerry's previous experience as a UN investigator, he is chosen to assist Dr. Fassbach in uncovering the source of the outbreak. Reluctantly, Jerry agrees to help, but on the condition that his family will be kept safe. He is then sent to Camp Humphreys, a military base located in South Korea. The decision to investigate this particular location stems from an email received approximately 11 days prior, which indicated that the outbreak might have originated there. As soon as Jerry and his team arrive at the military base, they are suddenly ambushed by a horde of zombies. Amid the chaos, Fassbach, overwhelmed by fear, accidentally shoots himself while slipping on the ramp of the C-130 plane. This unintentional gunshot attracts the attention of nearby zombies, forcing Jerry and the surviving members of the team to flee for their lives. Fortunately, they are rescued by the remaining personnel at the base. The soldiers, led by Captain Speak, share their knowledge with Jerry. They explain that a Korean soldier who had been conducting research in the field was attacked and eventually turned into one of the infected. Tragically, the infected soldier managed to attack the base doctor before both of them were incinerated to prevent further harm. Jerry has a conversation with Hafner, an ex-CIA agent who had been apprehended for illegal arms trade with North Korea. Hafner shares a bone-chilling story with Jerry, revealing how the North Korean government managed to control the outbreak within their borders. According to Hafner, they implemented a drastic measure by removing the teeth of every citizen in a span of just 24 hours. Hafner explains that by pulling out the teeth, the North Korean government effectively eliminated the possibility of the infected citizens spreading the virus through biting. Jerry listens to Hafner's account, realizing the significance of this information. Hafner urges Jerry to head to Jerusalem, revealing that the Israeli intelligence agency, Mossad, had set up a secure area in the city even before the outbreak was officially recognized. To make their escape possible, Speak's soldiers devise a clever plan. They decide to use bicycles instead of vehicles, aiming to minimize any noise that could attract the attention of the undead. Riding in a fleet of bicycles, they make their way to refuel the C-130 plane, which would carry Jerry to his destination. However, during this critical moment, Jerry's satellite phone unexpectedly rings. It's his wife Karen trying to reach him. The ringing of the phone attracts the attention of the relentless undead, who quickly swarm their location. In a race against time, the soldiers manage to refuel the plane successfully, despite the chaos and danger surrounding them. With the plane ready, Jerry and the C-130 pilot seize the opportunity to escape the impending threat. In Jerusalem, Jerry meets with Jurgen Wormbrunn, the leader of Mossad. Wormbrunn shares a startling revelation, explaining that months before the outbreak, Mossad intercepted communications from an Indian army general who reported fighting against the Rakshasa or dead spirits in India. This information suggests that the zombie-like creatures were not limited to a single location but were spreading across different parts of the world. Wormbrunn also informs Jerry about the fortified center of Jerusalem, which has been surrounded by a massive wall, towering at least 50 feet high. The quarantine zone within the city includes not only Jewish refugees but also people from other religious backgrounds, such as Muslims. As Jerry converses with Jurgen, he witnesses a group of Muslim refugees who have found solace and safety within the quarantine zone. Overwhelmed with joy, they break into a heartfelt song, their voices echoing through the air. The powerful melody attracts the attention of the zombies outside, and they start to climb the protective wall, forming a colossal pile determined to breach the city's defenses. Amidst the chaos, Jerry notices something intriguing. An old man and an emaciated boy seem to be ignored by the zombies, as if they hold some kind of immunity or protection against the undead. This discovery sparks Jerry's curiosity, hinting at a possible clue to understanding the nature of the outbreak. Tragedy strikes as Sejan, a young Israeli female soldier who is accompanying Jerry, gets bitten by a zombie. With swift thinking and desperate measures, Jerry makes a split-second decision to amputate Sejan's hand, aiming to prevent the infection from spreading further. Jerry and Sejan fight their way through the chaos, managing to reach the airport. There, they find a Belarus Airways airliner, but their pilot panics and flees without them. Determined not to give up, Jerry and Sejan devise a plan to board the plane. With a mix of determination, luck, and sheer resilience, they eventually succeed in getting on board the aircraft, leaving behind the horrors of Jerusalem. Jerry manages to contact Thierry and seeks information about the nearest laboratory operated by the World Health Organization or Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. They are directed to a WHO research facility located in Cardiff, Wales. However, their flight takes a terrifying turn when a zombie stowaway is unintentionally released from the cargo hold. Chaos erupts as the infected creature attacks a flight attendant, triggering a chain reaction of violence among the passengers. In a desperate act to save themselves and prevent the zombie outbreak from spreading further, Jerry detonates a grenade on the plane, causing it to crash near Cardiff. Amidst the wreckage, Jerry and Sejin find themselves as the only apparent survivors of the crash. Although injured and impaled by a piece of metal, Jerry musters the strength to continue. Sejin, displaying unwavering determination, locates Jerry and together they embark on foot towards Cardiff, determined to reach the WHO facility. Cut off from communication, the United States Navy assumes Jerry's demise and makes the heartbreaking decision to relocate his family to Nova Scotia, Canada, unaware of his survival and ongoing mission. When Jerry finally reaches the WHO facility in Cardiff, his exhaustion and injuries overwhelm him, causing him to collapse at the entrance gate. Unconscious for 3 days, Jerry regains consciousness only to find himself restrained on a gurney, with his wound tended to and properly bandaged. Desperate to convince them of his mission's importance, Jerry requests that the staff contact his wife's satellite phone for verification. Thierry, Jerry's trusted contact, answers the call from the facility. Using his authority and knowledge, Thierry confirms Jerry's identity and mission to the skeptical WHO staff. With Thierry's verification, Jerry's credibility is established, and the staff begins to understand the urgency of his quest to uncover the origins of the zombie outbreak and find a possible cure. Jerry, driven by his theory about the infected's behavior, gathers the hesitant scientists and shares his observation. He points out that certain individuals, such as the old man, the sickly boy in Jerusalem, a homeless person in Newark, and the soldier with a limp, were spared from the zombie attacks. According to Jerry's theory, the zombies seem to bypass those who are already seriously injured or terminally ill, as they would not serve as suitable hosts for the virus to reproduce. In an effort to test his hypothesis, Jerry makes a bold decision. He volunteers to inject himself with a terminal but curable pathogen, aiming to prove that the zombies will ignore him due to his condition. However, as they make their way towards the wing of the building where the pathogens are stored, they discover that it has been overrun by zombies. With Sejin and a WHO doctor by his side for support and backup, Jerry leads the way, engaging in a fierce battle against the zombies. Finally, after facing numerous obstacles and overcoming countless challenges, Jerry reaches the heavily guarded pathogen vault. Inside the pathogen vault, Jerry carefully collects vials of different pathogens from the cabinets. As he prepares to leave the vault, Jerry spots an undead doctor lurking just outside the door. In a daring move to test his theory, Jerry decides to inject himself with one of the pathogens from the vials he collected. After a brief period of anticipation, Jerry musters the courage to open the door to face the horde of zombies that have infested the facility. To his immense relief, the formerly threatening undead doctor completely disregards Jerry's presence, as if he were invisible. With a newfound sense of hope and vindication, Jerry realizes that his theory was correct. The zombies show no interest in him and he is able to walk past them, navigating through the perilous corridors filled with the infected. The dedicated doctors and medical staff work diligently to cure Jerry of the pathogen he injected himself with. Once he is fully healed, Jerry sets out on a journey back to his family who have found refuge in the safe zone of Freeport, Nova Scotia. The reunion is filled with tears of happiness and embraces that convey a profound sense of love and gratitude for their reunion in this sanctuary amidst the chaos of the outside world. Scientists and researchers work tirelessly to develop a special vaccine using the deadly pathogens Jerry retrieved. With this newfound advantage, human forces launch coordinated offensives against the zombies, determined to reclaim their cities and restore a sense of normalcy. Despite the victories, Jerry remains cautiously optimistic, reminding everyone that there is still much work to be done. That's the end of the story. If you liked this video, please subscribe in order to receive notifications for our future uploads.